Friends, today we will take you on a journey to one of Africa's most unique and vibrant countries, a land where history, culture, tradition, and natural beauty blend together to create something truly unforgettable. This country is Senegal. A Muslim-majority nation in West Africa, Senegal has been called the gateway to Africa because of its location on the westernmost point of the continent. For centuries, it has been a land of arrival and departure, where merchants, explorers, conquerors, and unfortunately, slave traders all left their mark. Today, Senegal is a proud nation of resilience, where its people carry forward ancient traditions, modern ambitions, and a deep sense of hospitality that they call terana, meaning warmth and generosity. Let us begin with geography and background. Senegal is bordered by Mauritania to the north, Mali to the east, Guinea and Guinea-Bissau to the south, and the small nation of the Gambia, which stretches like a thin finger right into the heart of Senegal, following the Gambia River. To the west, Senegal opens into the Atlantic Ocean, which has shaped much of its history, culture, and trade. The country covers about 196,722 square kilometers and is home to over 17 million people. Its capital city is Dakar, a bustling port city on the Cape Verde Peninsula, which has become a center of politics, culture, music, and art in West Africa. The official language is French, a reminder of its colonial past, but in reality, Senegal is a land of languages. More than 30 languages are spoken here, with Wolof being the most widely spoken and understood. Other important languages include Pulaar, Serer, Jola, and Mandinka. When we talk about history, Senegal has one of the deepest and most emotional connections to Africa's past. Human settlement here dates back thousands of years. Archaeological evidence shows ancient kingdoms and cultures thrived here long before Europeans set foot on African soil. By the 7th century, several independent kingdoms existed, and by the 11th century, Islam began spreading through trade and influence, eventually becoming the faith of the majority of the population. Today, about 93% of Senegalese people are Muslim, most of them following the Sufi tradition, which emphasizes peace, spirituality, and community gatherings. Senegal is also unique in being one of the few African nations that has never experienced a military coup since independence, making it a symbol of political stability in the region. But perhaps the most painful chapter of Senegal's history lies on a small island called Gorée Island. Just off the coast of Dakar, Gorée Island was once one of the largest centers of the transatlantic slave trade. From the 15th century onward, the Portuguese, Dutch, English, and eventually the French used this island as a base for capturing, storing, and shipping millions of enslaved Africans to the Americas. The infamous House of Slaves still stands there today, with its haunting door of no return, through which countless men, women, and children passed before being taken away forever. Walking through Gorée Island today is like walking through history itself, an emotional reminder of human suffering, but also of resilience and survival. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to arrive here in the 15th century, calling the land Senegal after mishearing a local word, Senegal, which means our boat. Over the centuries, the French became the dominant colonial power, and in 1677 they took control of Gorée Island. By the 19th century, France expanded its control inland, facing resistance from powerful local leaders. Senegal became a key part of French West Africa, and Senegalese soldiers were forced to fight for France in both world wars. Finally, after decades of struggle, Senegal gained independence from France on April 4, 1960. This day is still celebrated every year as Senegal's Independence Day. Senegal's national symbols carry deep meaning. The flag is made of green, yellow, and red vertical stripes with a green star in the middle, colors that represent African unity and freedom. The baobab tree is considered a national symbol of strength and resilience, while the lion represents courage. In Dakar, you can also find Africa's tallest statue, the African Renaissance Monument, standing 49 meters high. Built in 2010, it symbolizes freedom, progress, and African pride, overlooking the Atlantic Ocean like a guardian of the continent. Now let's talk about Senegal's culture and people. Senegalese society is a rich mosaic of ethnic groups, Wolof, Fula, Serer, Mandinka, Jola, and more, all living together while maintaining their distinct traditions. One of the strongest aspects of Senegalese culture is Tarana, the spirit of hospitality. Visitors to Senegal often say that they felt welcomed like family, whether in a big city like Dakar or in a small village. Food, music, storytelling, and community gatherings all play a central role in daily life. Speaking of food, Senegal has one of the most delicious cuisines in West Africa. The national dish is thiba, a flavorful rice and fish dish cooked with vegetables and spices. Other favorites include yassa, chicken or fish marinated in onions and lemon, and maf, a rich peanut stew. Fish is a staple here because of the long Atlantic coast, and peanuts are one of the country's main agricultural exports. Music is another heartbeat of Senegal. The country is famous for its traditional drumming and modern music styles like mbalax, popularized worldwide by artists like Youssou N'Dour. Senegal is also home to major festivals like the St. Louis Jazz Festival, where musicians from all over the world gather to celebrate the universal language of music. Dance is equally important, with rhythms and movements that carry centuries of tradition, but if there is one sport that defines Senegal, it is not football, it is wrestling. Known locally as lutte sénégalaise or lamb, traditional wrestling is more than just a sport. It is a cultural event, complete with music, rituals, and spiritual preparations. Wrestlers are treated like celebrities, and stadiums fill up with thousands of fans cheering for their champions. At the same time, football is still widely loved, and Senegal's national team, the Lions of Tarana, has achieved great success, including winning the Africa Cup of Nations in 2021. For travelers, Senegal offers a wide variety of experiences. Dakar, the capital city, is often called the Paris of Africa because of its lively art scene, fashion, and culture. Here you can visit bustling markets, modern museums, and vibrant nightlife. Just outside Dakar lies Gorée Island with its haunting history, and not far from the city is Lake Retba, also known as the Pink Lake. This lake gets its pink color from special algae and high salt content, and it is a breathtaking sight that attracts visitors from around the world. Heading north, you find the city of St. Louis, the former colonial capital of French West Africa. Its old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its French colonial architecture, narrow streets, and bridges. St. Louis also hosts Africa's largest fish market, where traditional wooden boats bring in daily catches from the sea. Every year, the city also hosts the St. Louis Jazz Festival, one of the biggest cultural events in Africa. Moving inland, Senegal's landscapes shift dramatically. You encounter savannas, rivers, forests, and deserts. The Furlough Desert is home to traditional nomadic herders, while the Saloum Delta is a UNESCO-listed site where mangroves, islands, and waterways create one of the richest ecosystems in West Africa. In Niokolo-Koba National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, you can find lions, leopards, elephants, antelopes, and hundreds of bird species. Wildlife safaris in Senegal offer a chance to see Africa's natural beauty without the heavy crowds found in other countries. Another fascinating place is the holy city of Touba, where every year millions of people gather for the Magal pilgrimage, honoring the founder of the Murid Brotherhood, one of Senegal's most influential Islamic communities. This peaceful gathering is one of the largest religious events in Africa. One of the most striking cultural traditions is Senegalese weddings. When a groom wishes to marry, he visits the bride's family carrying gifts and symbolic items. If the bride agrees, the wedding is celebrated with music, dance, and elaborate rituals. Community involvement is very strong. Marriages here are not just between two individuals but between families. Senegal also has unusual and fascinating stories. In some villages, people believe sleeping while lying down makes one sick, so they sleep sitting or standing, a tradition that has survived for centuries. In the St. Louis region, a festival is held where people dress in white shrouds, resembling the dead, to honor their ancestors. There are even mysterious places like in the Bahari region, where locals believe electronic devices stop working and time moves differently. These stories add a layer of mystery and wonder to Senegal's already rich culture. Economically, Senegal faces challenges. It is considered a developing country, with agriculture, fishing, and mining being the main industries. Yet despite poverty, Senegal has one of the fastest-growing economies in West Africa. The government has also invested heavily in infrastructure, with Dakar becoming a hub for business and transportation. The famous Dakar Rally, one of the world's toughest car and motorcycle races, was originally held here before moving to South America and now Saudi Arabia. Senegalese people also have a special relationship with animals. Goats and sheep are kept with pride, and during religious festivals, it is common for families to pay taxes or make offerings in the form of livestock. In rivers, however, danger lurks. In 2016, a hippopotamus attack in one of Senegal's rivers killed 25 people, reminding us of nature's raw power. Despite its challenges, Senegal has maintained peace, democracy, and cultural pride. It is often called the smiling coast of Africa, where visitors are embraced with warmth. From the pink waters of Lake Retba to the golden sands of the Sahara, from the rhythms of Mbalak's music to the chants of Sufi gatherings, Senegal is a place where every moment feels alive with history and meaning. So, friends, today we have traveled together through Senegal, a land of struggle and resilience, of pain and pride, of history and hope. A country that once was a center of the slave trade now stands as a beacon of African culture and democracy. A place where deserts meet oceans, where ancient traditions blend with modern life, and where every visitor is welcomed with terroir. Whether you come to explore its history, enjoy its music, or simply experience its people, Senegal will always leave you with memories that last a lifetime.